What's up, guys? Emster No Tubes back today with another video. And today we're doing something a little bit different. It's a week 1 recap, but Emster, week 1's not over. I know. But it's basically, I'm trying to give a summary of all 30 teams within reason, and sort of just things for us to look out for as fans. And I'm thinking about whether or not to continue this series, maybe like every couple weeks. But let me know what you guys will think down below. But today we'll be talking about all 30 teams. And today I just did it in alphabetical order. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We're on the march to 1K, people. The new season is here. You know the content will be here too. And let's talk about it. The Atlanta Hawks, 2-0 at the moment, actually. And the big thing I want to talk about was Dyson Daniels. What Dyson Daniels has done has been really impressive, quite frankly. No Bogdanovich, right? So now Dyson's been their 2 guard, right? And he's actually been playing really, really well. Like, I love this here, right? He gets a little curl action, starts to sink, right? Because LaMelo's on him. Or my apologies. That's Ricochet, I believe. My apologies. So Daniels comes over, right? Gets his man one-on-one. Pumps, gets him to jump, spins. I love this move. That right there is cash. That's easy money. Those are the kind of plays you want to create without Trae Young. And then he's wide open from 3. Bang. And if that 3 ball can remain the way that it has, they're going to be doing something deadly. And I love this too. So Jaden Green, I believe that's right. Yeah, from the Mavs, comes over. Boom. Right? Smacks the ball out. I already love that they do this, right? Because LaMelo is so far, like, lackadaisical back. Dyson could go, mink, give me those. Forces LaMelo to pick the ball up, right? Now they're burning clock. Fights underneath the screen, right? Great play there by Trae to keep fighting for the ball. And then Dyson Daniels gets the steal. So, if there's something I want to say about the Hawks, I would keep an eye out for what Dyson Daniels will be continuing to do. Trae Young's had a really, really good start to the season. A little bit concerned about the defense just because you're going up against teams like the Nets, and they're like a 4-point game against you. But I really, really think Dyson Daniels, I mean, no disrespect to DeJounte Murray, because DeJounte Murray is leaps and bounds and stars above Dyson Daniels. But this is the kind of player they should have tried to get next to Trae Young, because he doesn't necessarily, again, he doesn't need the ball, right, like Trae Young does. He doesn't need it like DeJounte does. He can play off ball, play defense. I think it's looking really good. And then keep an eye on Onyeka Okongwu. He dominated game 1. He cooled off a little bit in game 2, but I'll keep an eye on him because I think they should be trading Clint anyways. So far, strong start from the Hawks. And then the Celtics, I literally wrote it down at once. It's 5-out dominance, man. Like, Tatum started off freaking electric, right? Opening play of the damn game, right? Gets the screen from Drew, goes over, gets the screen from Horford, and just sheer confidence to be like, nah, guys, we're back, right? And then obviously you can talk about the defense of the team, right? And then Tatum going out in transition, right? I just like that Tatum's playing more aggressive this year so far. I think that's been really, really, really good to see. But I mean, what do you want me to say, man? They're the defending, reigning champions, and they're playing just like it. Tatum was at first going to be my subject, but then he cooled off a little bit against the Wizards. So, not negative on him, but just, not as dominant consistently. But either way, I mean, this team is just putting belt to ass against anybody they play. So, the 5-out dominance has continued. And then Brooklyn, you know what, man? Listen, I'm glad they committed to their direction of a rebuild. And I'm glad that for the most part, minus like the second half of the Orlando game, they have been a competitive loser. And what I mean by that is, at least if you're competitive losing games, a lot of these young guys, or a lot, the coaching, all of that, you could say there have been lessons learned by the team. When you're getting blown out by 40 to 50, or like 30 or 20 every night, it gets a little difficult for guys to go, well, what is this going to look like if we're in a game that isn't just a complete, shootout where I can just do whatever I want, basically, because the opposing team stops caring. And then Ben Simmons has played valuable basketball. I like, now I'm not on the train of preseason NBA Twitter where this is going to be the Ben Simmons all-defensive team return, all-star return. But hey, man, like, Now, he fouled out, of course, but, like, even here, right? He could have gone up with this, but this is a tough shot, right? Right out to Williams. Beautiful 3-ball, right? Like, to get that sort of playmaking from Ben, especially because you're not going to get it from a guy like a Cam Thomas. Hey, man. Hey, that's important, right? You get Ben here. Schroeder's trying to call him over. Gets the screen. Weaves it. Beautiful little screen action here to keep Trae Young off of him. Great 3-ball, right? Again, if you're going to be competitive, be a competitive loser, right? And if you're trying to lose all these games, right, you're hunting for the flag, you're going for the flag, at least get your team able to say, okay, next year, Noah Clowney can be a guy we depend on. Okay, we're trading some of these guys anyways. What young guys do we think can come in? Right? So, to me, with Brooklyn, just keep up what you're doing, basically. I mean, I don't think you're going to win a lot of games, and that's okay. As long as you guys are showing signs of, like, this guy can beat something, that guy can beat something, and we have a good coach, right? We have a coach that for the next 4 to 5 years we can trust in the rebuild going with. They might not be there at the end of the rebuild, but at least we knew they helped build something of a culture. Charlotte. LaMelo Ball is back. I mean, I know he fouled out yesterday, but man, oh man, was he shooting, lights out. And then is Trey Mann a key piece moving forward? Obviously, you also hope Brandon Miller comes back in the week after he's reevaluated. But even here, right? Down 14. Grant sets the screen, right? Gets Jalen Johnson one-on-one. Gets another screen action from Nick Richards. Beautiful read out to Grant. Back out, right? Because the man, Jalen Johnson, for whatever reason, remains sort of sunk, right? So Nick Richards sets the screen, comes over, right? Gets the ball back one more time. Jalen Johnson is too slow to come over. Easy 3, right? Again, LaMelo's shot selection has always been my biggest issue with him. He's still got to get better at that. But even here, right, like, that's a nice 3 because he got that separation from Dyson, right? Now, that's how you know things are starting to show signs of coming back. And Trey Mann was hooping game 1. Now, game 2, he cooled off a little, which is why I didn't pick him for film. But man, oh man, was he not heating up. And he's been doing really, really well. So that's an interesting piece to keep an eye on, too, if I'm looking around the league. What will Trey Mann provide long term? Now, even here, right, LaMelo stays sunk in the corner, right, gets Dyson, gets the screen, rolls, steps back out to Miles Bridges, right? Because, again, the defense at that point is waiting on what LaMelo is doing. So that's where I think things are at their best. So, if you're Charlotte, hope LaMelo can stay healthy, get Brandon Ingram back in there, and see what that duo can do, man, because that can be a deadly duo. It really could. And hope you get Mark Williams back, too, man. It sucks, man, because I haven't made a video on him. I really hoped he was going to stay healthy. But, and then my Chicago Bulls, 1-1, defeated the Bucks. Excellent victory, boys. LaVine has been hooping. I'm so happy for that, not just because, obviously I've supported Zach, but, like, his trade value is moving up, objectively. So as long as we continue to be a competent team for now, and that value goes up, and some teams like, hey, we want him, give me a first rounder or 2. Give me a first rounder or 2. Hey, that would have been a W season. Kobe White's been hooping too, man. And I'm officially off of Patrick Williams. No offense to him. I know he played well against the Bucks. I don't know, man. I don't know. But even here, right? Kobe White was hooping. Gets Pat Connaughton, right? Understandably so here, right? They didn't completely, the Bucks didn't completely commit. Kobe just gets inside at will, right? Just uses his sheer speed advantage. Lopez shoots his 3, right? Giddey gets the ball. He had a good second game, by the way, Giddey. But here, right? LaVine Giannis doesn't want to fully commit because Patrick Williams is there. LaVine, tough midi, right? And you can see, I think it's in this clip coming up. You can even see that influence in Kobe White. I apologize, it's not that clip. But either way, Vooch comes over, right? Bang. Jump up in your face 3. Because I was watching game 1 against the Pelicans. He hit like 5 straight in the second quarter. So if I'm the Bulls, keep up what you're doing, man. Levine's been hooping. Unfortunately, my guy Io starting a little cold for the season. Vooch has been playing pretty decent, though. I like what he's been doing to spread the floor, attacking. Like, he's actually been playing pretty good. It's a good start. And I think you're building up the value of Levine, which is important. And Kobe White is showing that it was not a flash in the pan. The 1 year was really cool, and we're back to being, subpar. No. He has broken out and is here to stay. The Cavaliers. Now, they are 2-0. But Darius Garland is still struggling. Again, it's two games, so I'm not going to go out of my way to say, oh, Darius Garland has fallen off. But I will say this as well. Evan Mobley's been aggressive. Now, I don't think he's been anything like... I know that the numbers say he's been an incredible scorer, but man, he's been dominant. He's been attacking, especially in transition. They've been getting him going, and Kenny Atkinson, you could say, is a big reason for that. And I've been liking what I've seen, right? Like, even here, right? So Garland takes the shot wide open, misses right, gets the board. Allen gets the board, out. Dean Wade back over to Garland. I love this slip from Mobley. No one's around him, so he just kept sliding. Great pass from Garland, by the way, for the dunk, right? I like that aggression from Mobley, right? Now, again, I don't know if I'm with NBA Twitter. Every 5 seconds they see Mobley do anything good, and then they go, oh, the offensive game is coming. It's here. Like, they're about to go crazy. Watch out. This is it. Pump the brakes a little bit. But I do think that we are seeing something legitimately forming here in terms of aggression. Which is important, right? Got Scotty Barnes on him, 5 seconds, right? He's like, I got this. Hold on, bro. Boom, boom. Get Scotty to be sort of stunted. That's a tough mini. Now, I don't know if he makes that a lot of the time, but hey, you got it. To me, keep hoping Mobley stays aggressive, and to be 100% honest, I might think of moving Darius Garland. To me, it is becoming abundantly clear that him and Mitchell just, to me, don't work as a tandem. They don't. And that's okay. That's not to spite one or either of the guards. But I think we just have to be honest as NBA fans at some point. When we see a duo keep running into a brick wall that isn't like a JB and Tatum where it's like conference finals, and like where they were going deep into a playoff run, right? Where it's like, oh shit, like, okay, they're doing something. It's hard for me to want to go out of my way to be like, let's keep that young duo. And then Dallas. Well, they've only played one game. The Stars played absolutely awful, except for technically Klay Thompson, but he's not a star. You get the point. Klay Thompson showed up, but the defense is still present. Clearly, the defense is still going to be a thing, right? Victor, right here. Klay keeping active hands, not letting Harrison Barnes get anything he wants. Great pass in to PJ Washington to keep things moving, right? Tough miss three here, right? Okay, Keldon Johnson gets the ball, starts to push the floor. Chris Paul gets it. Up to Vic. Luka does a great job here because Vic is trying to basically get around, and Luka knows, anticipates, swipes it out. So even there, right, like the effort defensively from someone like Luka is going to be important. More and more than ever. So if I'm Dallas, I'm very happy to know our defense is still consistent. Even if our Stars' offense is not there in a game, our defense can help us take out a tough one. Or, just build the gap that either way, our offense can be better than theirs. Denver. Now, it's one game. I do think some people have gone crazy, overreacting in one way or another. But this team, I believe in a way, have become the Western Milwaukee Bucks. And what I mean by that is, I can bank on Giannis and Jokic to do whatever it is I think they're going to do. Right? Even in the loss against the Bulls, Giannis had like 40, 11, and 5 on like 60 from the field. Jokic had a 16-point triple-double. Now, I want to go on my way to say either one of them technically played well enough because they both lost, right? In a pretty dominant fashion. But I know they're going to give me theirs. This team will go as far as Jamal and MPJ can take them. And what I mean by that is, they're not the best players. But if Jamal keeps playing the way like Jamal's been playing, and if MPJ keeps playing this way, welcome back to a second round exit. I'll just be honest. And we can just look at it, right? Like, gets the ball, starts to push in transition, right? Gets it out to Yoke, right? Just waits. Out to MPJ. One more to Bron. Jamal. Gets J-Dub on him. Right? Slows it down. Just keeps dribbling. And then takes this tough shot. And I just don't think that's a good shot. I mean, I just don't. And then you get the offensive foul here. Right? And it's like, okay. And then, right, Aaron Gordon, boom, Jamal. Gets Lou Dort. Step back. Now, that's a three he usually makes. Bricks. Right? Like, this team didn't even put up 100 points in their opening game. Right? And their whole thing is their offense. So, to me, I'm a little concerned for Denver just in terms of Jokic is in terms of, like, I know Jokic / Giannis is always going to give me what they give me. I'm never concerned about them in terms of that. But can their supporting guys give what they need so that they can try and win another championship? I don't know about that. And then, Detroit. I'll even write down what I said word for word here. Goodness gracious, they found some form of spacing. Cade has played really well. Cade's first game was cool. I hated his first half. It was terrible. I don't know what he was doing. But third quarter especially, he said, I figured it out. I just love the spacing I'm seeing. I hope Cade can stay aggressive, right? Gets, Neesmith on him. Dribbles past. Great driving lay, right? And then, again, look at the spacing relative. If I showed you guys a video of it last year, Halliburton would have been sunk in. Neesmith would have been all the way over here. Right? Siakam would have pulled off too. But you have Tobias and you have Hardaway. You can't leave either of them open. Tough dunk by Cade, right? Now, of course, they lost 2 games so far. And game 2 was way less close than game 1. But I like the sign of progress. Hopefully, Jaden Ivey can continue to show some forms of signs. But I'm glad Cade's showing his value and his worth as a player now with the form of spacing to sort of not silence the doubters, but to go like, hey, like the whole I need the spacing and we can be so much better is looking legitimate. And then Golden State. Hey, man. I think I'm waiting for them to play a more comp team, but I love that the new additions are hooping out. Buddy Hield, oh my God, bro. Like, Buddy Hield, first of all, B-Pods, you gotta make that my guy. Come on. But Buddy Hield said, oh, you're leaving me open? Buddy Hield's been lights out for this team. Lights out. It's absurd how well he's been playing. Moody's been playing well. Like, that bench has just been really stepping up. Right? You got Anthony Melton. Like, their bench, if the bench can keep being this productive, the Warriors will be a playoff team. Because at that point, their starting 5 is still good enough to where they can edge out tough games. Now, if the bench starts to fall off, that's where I get a little concerned. I think it kind of looks like last year's Warriors. But that's what I think I'm really excited for coming forward, right? Like, gets the screen here, B-Pods, right? Rolls over, gets the screen, fights for it again, right? Murray's on him, can't get over. When stuff like that happens and Steph can end up the game with 17 and they win, you don't think they're going well. Houston. The offense has not been that good in terms of Şengün and Jalen Green's efficiencies, and but at times it looks like they can coexist. It doesn't look like they're trying so hard to do your turn, my turn, my turn, your turn. No, like they just sort of play. But I do think they need to make some tough decisions about the young guys. What I mean by that is I think Cam Whitmore needs more time. I think guys like, you got guys like Amen Thompson. You still got Reed Shepherd. At some point, you have to be willing to make a call of, like, some of these young guys aren't going to be here for the future. And I want to get something for them while I still have them before it's too late. But either way, right? You get Şengün over here. Gets the DHO with Fred. Tries to run it again. slips over, right? And at this point, Edie has to guard it, and Ja doesn't completely go over to Fred because they don't want to let the slip go. But that's a great three from Van Vliet, right? Blocked by Jalen Green, by the way. Great block. Jabari gets it over, and I love the catch and shoot, right? I love that Jalen Green isn't worried about always trying to dribble and create for himself. If there's something simple and easy, he will take it. And I love that. I really do. I think that's huge for Houston. But again, I think they need to make a decision before it is too late. Indiana. Benedict Mathurin. Welcome back, brother. You have been hooping. I need to talk to you, Tyrese. Come here. What the hell are you doing? 0 points? 0? Are you serious? 0? Then you go up against the Pistons and put up another stinker. Hallie, what's going on, man? Is it some reverse psychology where we're trying to start bad and then second half of the year do great, as opposed to the last 2 years with you? What are we doing here, man? This is unacceptable. I'm not gonna lie. His play's been unacceptable. They're 1-1, and quite frankly, they're lucky they're 1-1. We're not gonna waste time on it. I'm gonna get back on Benedict Mathurin. Right, staggered screen here. Gets a wide open look. Right, that's a good shot. Now that's not wide open, but you get the point. And either way, right, even here, I love that Miles is trying to run a little action to get Mathurin open. But I love Mathurin's IQ here. Cuts across, right, because they're ball watching. Everyone's ball watching. Boom, right over to Mathurin, wide open. I love that he's looking like he's coming back because I think that's one of the biggest question marks for a team like Indy. Are you keeping Benedict Mathurin, or would you try and trade him to try and get another piece to win now? And right now, it's looking like Mathurin's proven, no. I am a young piece on this team, and I'm a part of this core. So hopefully they can maintain because, I like Benedict Mathurin anyways, so I hope he can. Clippers. I'll write exactly what I did. I'll say exactly what I said. No Kawhi. Rip. It's that simple. I'm not going to waste that much time on it. I think just James Harden-led team in the year of our Lord 2024 ain't it. All right, cool. You got a nice little screen action. You got a little flow. Cool. Gets the ball back. And then just this ridiculous three. At this point, I'm being so serious, I don't think a James Harden-led team is going to get you nowhere. At this point. I'm cool. So, hopefully Kawhi can come back. Now, the Los Angeles Lakers. JJ's been looking like a good coach. But man, AD right now is looking like the MVP of the league. Now, I went ahead and looked at something. So he didn't have as good as a game one under Darvin Ham last year. But then he basically dropped 30 and 30 again and then dropped 28 and 27. So he had a 4 game out of the 5 games last year to open the season. 4 of them he looked out of this world. Then he cooled off. So the question I have for the Lakers is, will AD be maintaining this form for the whole season? Or is this another AD, hot stretch and then cool off and then hot stretch and then we'll see. I think JJ Redick's proving he's been a good coach. I wouldn't go on my way. I think NBA Twitter's getting a little crazy to talk about he's an incredible coach. He's the best coach in the league. But I do think he has been helping this team, and I think it's been returned to form. And honestly, I think in a way it's been them trying to say AD is our best player. We are playing through AD now. There is no more obviously you can have moments with LeBron running everything, but that's not what they're trying to do. It just quite frankly is not. Right? Even here, AD gets the ball, gets the spacing, right? Because you basically spread the defense out, and Rudy sunk. And then you get Gabe Vincent coming up over to AD, right? Gets the screen, right, for Dalton Connect, and for whatever reason, Randall doesn't guard AD, right? But some of that is great play drawing from JJ, right? And that's the thing. I do think JJ is drawing up pretty good plays. And I think that he's a big reason for their change. However, it's the Lakers. So if they lose 3 in a row, JJ Redick is the worst new coach in the league, should be fired already, go back to podcasting. So I'm going to wait and see about JJ Redick specifically and AD. But if AD can maintain some form of this dominance, the Lakers will be more than okay. If not, hey JJ, let's see what you can draw up, brother. But Memphis, again, it's another one I wrote down word for word. Holy shit. It's like you could be a good basketball team when everyone's healthy. I know they got beat game 2, and I know Jaren's been hurt. But it's so good to see Ja Morant back, man. Like, I love Ja's game, right? Like, even here, gets 80 with a screen action, all right? Fights over, pulls up. Walker Kessler can't really do anything. Sheer athleticism. Got the and one, right? And then even here, calls for the ball. Fights over. Kicks it out to Bane, right? Like, the offense just looks so much better now that Ja's back. It's flowing so much better. Teams have to respect it. Miami, what the hell are you doing? And Bam, why are you capping? I saw your post-game interview. I was running the offense out there. Bam. Jimmy and Tyler were the one with the ball in their hands most of the game. They had you sitting in the corner. Like, bro, that was unacceptable. The way Miami Heat played game 1, actually unacceptable. 3, 4, and 5, Jimmy. I know you're not going to average that for the rest of the year, but come on, dog. Come on. You're a better player than that. That's just awful basketball. Like, I mean, when we look at some of the shots that are getting taken, even like by a Bam, right? Like, what is that 3 ball, bro? I get it. You shot some towards the end of the year, so it looks better, but unacceptable. It's just frankly unacceptable. All right, Paulo shoots a 3, misses. Goes to push. Gets it out to Bam. Then he tries this, right? Now, normally he makes that, but misses. Now, he only takes 5 shots the whole game. That's unacceptable. You're a number 2 option on a team that thinks they can make the playoffs and make a deep run. You got to be better, just quite frankly. I don't want to hear the defense excuse either, because the Magic was putting belt to ass. So, I'm sorry. Milwaukee. Dame looks like he's starting to get back into form. Dame's looking, I don't know if it's necessarily quite Portland form, but it looks significantly better than even the beginning of Dame last year. Now, I know they just lost to the Bulls, so that's where I also wrote down the defense is definitely still a struggle. I think they'll start to piece some of that together because their defense actually played pretty well against Philly. Now, there was no Paul George and no Embiid, so I'm going to be a little hesitant on it. But I think Gary Trent Jr. is definitely showing like his defense is real. Taurean Prince has been showing some solid defense. So I think, honestly, they'll be okay. But a pretty solid start for Milwaukee. I know, again, they lost to my Bulls, who aren't that good. But again, I mean, hey, teams are out here. A team I got in two teams from now, they just fought against the Trailblazers for a damn near overtime game. So either way, though, all right, gets a split screen option, right? You make your choice. Just tough 3, right? But that's what happens. Like, if Dame is feeling the rhythm and the momentum, that's hard to stop. Like, it just is. Even then, they're waving people off. Right now, you got Brook, fights off it, easy lay. Right? Like, that's just sheer speed difference. Minnesota. I think the Randall fit's going to take a while, so I'm taking everything I see from them with a grain of salt. I think that Randall is going to show you that he is good, right? So, even here, right? Like, Sabonis gets the ball, right? Rudy swats it. Okay, cool. Let's start playing. Kicks it out to Randall. For some reason, right, they let Sabonis be the one to sit on Randall. Pulls the easy 3, right? So, again, I think Randall's starting to show, like, hey, no. I can be very good and very productive on this team. Even here, right? Like, gets Keegan Murray just beautiful attack to the rim. Like, beautiful. Alex Len is out of the paint. Like, that's how you want to play. The Knicks. I need a bigger sample size for this team. You can say that for every team, but I'm saying for a new team especially, you got blown out game 1 and you blew someone out game 2. So I don't know what you look like in anything that looks like a half competitive basketball game. I just don't. I don't. Because you blew the doors off the Pacers, and the Celtics after the first half basically almost broke the 3-point record in a single game on you. So I don't know. I think the reality is this team is somewhere in the middle. Well, we got to find that. So, let's just even look at what we got here, right? Brunson, how does the offense look in a half-court setting, right? Slowing it down, right? Gets Cat to screen, waits, out the campaign, beautiful 3-ball, right? That's the thing, man. He's been looking nice for them at the backup. Now, hopefully, too, you hope Mikel's jumper is, I don't know what the hell's going on with that thing, but gets Cat here, right? Screens, fights over, out to Cat again, right? Again, that 5-out sort of offense that we had talked about, it's very real. It's very apparent. OKC, dominant start for the season, right? Just whoop the hell out of Denver. Has Chet Holmgren taken the next step? I feel the same way with AD, just in terms of Chet started really great last year and then cooled off, and he kind of reminded everybody, like, I'm a second to third option. So we'll see. But if Chet really has taken that leap to be like, no, I am the number 2 guy here, this team is looking way different. That's all I'm going to say on that, right? Great contest there from Chet. Right, Shay's bringing it up. Chet sunk in the corner, right? Lou Dort, over. Strother tries to bite. Just goes right over Aaron Gordon, right? Taking advantage of the height difference. That is beautiful basketball. Again, Michael Porter Jr. is on him. It's Michael Porter Jr. And what does he do? What I want to see. The paint's free cheese. Take it. They did. Orlando. Has Franz Wagner found the jumper again? It's 2 games, so I need more of a sample. But that was a big thing for Orlando, man. Like, Franz, I'm huge on Franz. Pause. But the way he was playing, I just need to see more, right? But even here, right, like, Franz tips it out, gets it back, and they're not respecting it. Like, they did sink on a lot of threes from him at first, and then he went, like, 3 for 6 in game 1. I think he was 50% again for game 2. Like, the jumper looks like it's back, which is good, because the Olympics, he didn't look that good. Playoffs, he was terrible. Regular season, he was bad last year. So to see that shot return is huge, right? Even here, the brother connection, right? Steps back. That's a tough shot. But to see that go down, I know Franz is feeling good. I know the Magic as a whole feel great because of that. And Philly's simple. Embiid and PG, you need to come back immediately. I'm high on Tyrese Maxey, but not as number 1. Yeah, it's not him. And that's okay. Some of these shots, right? Like that's just a tough shot. You're not making that shot. You're a great player. I don't think a lot of players in the league are making that shot. That's a tough shot, right? And I think it's just that simple, man. Like, they really need to get those guys back sooner rather than later, especially Embiid if they can, right? I know he's supposed to be out a week, so. But, man, I love Maxey, but seeing him struggle like this, it's tough. It's a tough thing to watch, quite frankly. Then Phoenix, first of all, don't run, bud, don't ever run that small ball shit against fucking Anthony Davis. What are you doing? That shit is not working. No. Stop. Okay. But point guard play has returned, and I think it's already showing it's gonna help out. And small ball just isn't gonna work. That's the other note I put down. But you get Nurkic here, right? Fights over D'Lo. Love this play because 80 jumps, waits. That's a beautiful layup by Nurk, right? That's just a great drawn up, executed P&R. Even here, right? KD gets it back over to Tyus. Sorry, not Tice. And then gets it out. Bang. Right? Like, these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful forms of basketball. I think I messed up the order here, but New Orleans. So we're technically going back a little bit. Or no. No, okay, my apologies. This is Portland. So Portland. Can Scoot improve? I mean, Scoot's second game here looked really good. That's a great lay, right? Like, can Scoot continue to show the improvement? Because game 2, he looked decent. Like, he really did. Now, they don't have a center. So, but I like that we're seeing the athleticism and the attacking of the rim, which is very important to see. Sacramento, the offense needs time. I think this is another one where I think we got to see a little bit more. Because even here, right, like, that's a shot DeMar DeRozan normally makes. He just does. Seen it a lot with the Bulls. Or Toronto, or San Antonio. That's a shot DeMar DeRozan makes. He just does. Even here, right? McDaniels jumps, waits. Unlucky roll. I think some of this is just a matter of the offense will gel and it will fall. I am sorry for whatever reason. I don't know why New Orleans isn't on there, but I can talk about them really quick. Yet again, this team is already bugged with an injury. DeJounte fractured his hand, out for an extended period of time. And this can mess up their team and their flow. But, hey man, Jordan Hawkins, dominant second game of the season. Hopefully you can see some more of that. Trey Murphy can continue to show. Hopefully this team can just, as long as Zion and B.I. can stay there and they can kind of run it like it was just last year, basically, with no DeJounte, maybe you could do something. Also, please, Jesus, get another big. Oh my God. But either way, San Antonio. Terrible start offensively. Keep your head up. You guys aren't meant to be good. I think people got a little crazy when they looked at some of the offseason signings, additions, and got high on it, right? Like, I don't know. But I love what I've seen from someone like Stephon Castle. I will say that. The playmaking and the passing was there for sure. Like, this is a beautiful freaking pass, right? And that's where I think you're going to see Stephon Castle start, I'd say about halfway through the season. Even here, right? Waits, resets, everything. Goes, okay, let's just restart here. Slow it down. Goes over, gets it back. Goes, okay, let's try one more time. Beautiful ball out to the corner three. Right? Like, I genuinely think they're showing really good signs. Toronto. Scotty Barnes featuring a bunch of mid. RJ and Quickly have not played, and they still beat the Sixers, which, again, already proves my earlier point of please, Jesus, Embiid and Paul George get back before it's too late. But, I mean, even here, right, like, they're just waiting. Scotty gets the ball back. He had a terrible first game against the Cavs, but it's okay. Get to Maxey on him. He likes this matchup. Clock's ticking down. They don't go over to help him. And this is just, that's a great lay. Or bank off the glass. Right, like that's how you play. Kicks it out, over, gets Caleb Martin. Kyle Lowry doesn't come over to help. It's just drumming up there, bang. Kicks it out, beautiful assist, right? That's how you start off a game. Again, it just is. Utah. Who of the young guys can be permanent pieces moving forward? Keontae George, I'm getting really sick of the field goal problem. I know it's only 2 games again, but you guys got to be better, quite frankly. Some of the shots you're taking aren't good shots. Some of them aren't falling, right? I'll give them that. Like, some of them are good shots, just are unlucky. But you got to get something to fall here. And I will say this, I do like what Taylor Hendricks showed me. Gets the ball here, right? Just waits, pulls it over Aldama. He had a rough second game. But I really do think it's a question of who of those guys can be permanent pieces. And then Washington, have they found Jordan Poole again? Is Jordan Poole back? I don't know, but we'll see. I love what I saw. This is against a really good defense. Gets Tatum, right? Fights him one-on-one. Tatum's just, I don't know what that was. Just got very lazy on the screen. 3 ball. 17 in the first quarter by Poole. Gets the ball here, right? And Poole goes up. He goes, okay, let's run this right here. Gets Valanciunas. Screen. Over. Bang. That is, again, just, it's beautiful basketball. I'm glad, too, the young guys are starting to get burned. I didn't really want to talk about any of the rookies for this recap video. I'm curious, do you guys like this? It might be a little bit different going forward. I don't know if I'll do all 30 teams again. But let me know what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree with the analysis? Where would I go with this next? Should I do this again? Is this a one and done? As always, guys, this is Answer No Hoops. Let me know what you think down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Peace out.